I'm so happy to be here with you all today, and special thanks to RFP UK and UK Interfaith Youth Network for hosting this wonderful webinar. And I'm here to learn from you all and also listen to you and your opinions on how to mobilize young people for interfaith youth action, especially on climate change. And I'm Greshma. I'm joining today from India, and I'm environmental peace builder and founder of EcoPeace Teen Cafe. It's an online dialogue platform for teenagers, and also we are expanding to more young people. And so that's about me. So today we are going to explore more about climate change as well as human conflict, climate change and human conflict. Yeah, today we are going to talk about. I know almost everyone knows what climate change is, and we all are really care about climate change. So today we are going to look at how climate change cause human conflict, whether climate change is a big threat and create human conflict or not. So we are going to explore more deeply. Also, we are talking about role of environmental peace building and climate action. Then we will also look into EcoPeace Teen Cafe, my initiative, and how we are working for young people. And then we will explore how we can come together and act for better and peaceful world. So climate change. So before going to climate change, I would love to hear from you all how you define climate change. Can you please share it on the chat, or whether you affected by climate change crisis or not? So please feel free to share that on the chat.
For me, climate change means the changing weather every time. I cannot understand anymore which months are summer, which months are considered as winter, and which months are autumn now, because it just feels like every season it may be super cold as if winter, or super rainy as if it's really cold. And summer for me, it has changed now, and I feel like it starts from July and ends September or October.
Yeah. Kavun, share that climate change means global warming and disruption in ecosystem. And Husna said that shifts in weather pattern, rising temperature, and Merlin also shared that extreme weather condition. We had okay. Merlin had floods in Durban last year that destroyed so many people, so many infrastructure, and 400 people died. Yes, like all over the world, we are experiencing climate change in one way or the other. So UNFCCC, United Nations Framework for Convention on Climate Change, states that climate change means a change of climate which is attributed directly or indirectly to human activity that alters the composition of the global atmosphere, and which is in addition to natural climate variability observed over comparable time periods. So we all know that there are changes happened in our climate and in our earth since its beginning. But since 18,000, we are seeing like 1,800 since we are seeing like immense change in climate and immense change in global atmosphere, and that happened due to the human activity. That's why we are really concerned about climate change and climate change related calamities. So these human activities are like burning fossil fuels and how that emits greenhouse gases that creates a blanket and traps sunlight that led to the rise in temperature. So increase in temperature makes issues worse, and we all are suffering in one way or the other. As Eda said, like we don't know which like which weather conditions we are having right now. So it's like I'm talking to you from Kerala. It's a southern Indian state. So we are expected rain since like June 1st. Normally, when we were children, when we go to school after the vacation, when with umbrellas, but now it's no, like when the school reopened, children were like sweating because of the heat. There were no like no rain, so that's how situations are going on these days. So it's very confusing, and also we are experiencing not just rising in temperature, but we are experiencing floods and unexpected cyclones, and also like there are many other climate related issues. We are going to discuss this question, like, does climate change cause conflict? I mentioned that climate change like led people to move from their places. But do you think climate change cause conflict? If you think yes, please type yes on the chat. And if you think climate change doesn't cause any conflict, please type no on the chat. So there are many yes in the chat. So yeah, let's dive deeper into that, like whether climate change cause conflict or not. Let's see that. So we are going to discuss two case studies today. One is from Sudan and one is from Syria. So Sudan, the first conflict is the first climate change conflict. In 2007, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said that the first conflict is because of the climate change. So the assumption is that when there is a water scarcity, that change because of the rainfall pattern resulting resulting due to the climate change led to many conflicts, and especially in Darfur conflict. And also research shows that the conflicts happened in sub-Saharan Africa are mainly because of the conflict arise due to the resource crisis and also due to the climate change related. When there is a heavy like temperature rising there there are more conflicts occur. So we can see the relation there, and also Sudan it has like more diverse ecological zones from desert areas in the north to the semi evergreen tropicals in the south. So there is like diverse ecological zones, and also there are predominantly two groups of people who are agricultural workers and also pastoralists. So the agriculture people are mostly like ethnic Africans, and the pastoralists are more like Arabic ethnic. So then when there is like absence of training, they face kind of absence of resources, especially for their livelihood, that creates a tensions and conflict. Then it becomes to an ethno-religious environmental conflict. So this happened in Durban. So I would like to quote Ban Ki-moon, and he said that almost invariably we discuss Darfur in a convenient military and political shorthand and ethnic conflict, putting Arab militias against black rebels and farmers. Look to its roots through, and you discover a more dynamic, complex dynamic. Amid the diverse social and political causes, the Darfur conflict began as an ecological crisis, arising at least in part from climate change. So, impoverishment and human insecurity may rise as a result of climate change if preventive measures are not undertaken. So now we are moving to Syria, and you can also see a conceptual model how climate change led to environmental change, and that led to movement of people and movement of people from rural to urban. And then there we have a resources lack of resources, then tensions may arise that can lead to civil war or anti-government protests. So yeah, we can see the climate change can be a threat. So when we discuss about the condition in Syria, we know that in 2011 there is a protest happened. That was a peaceful protest, but the government suppressed it, and then it became a bloody conflict in 2011. Before that, we can see that from 2006 to 2010, Syria experienced a heavy drought, and government could not meet that basic needs. So the people are forced to move from rural area to urban area, and those urban area were also poor. So people were really work hard to meet their needs, and still they couldn't meet their needs. So when there is a anti sentiment against the government were not support these people who are in need. So the humanitarian crisis were high, and there were like lots of challenges were there. So people decided to come out of the street and protest. And initially that was like a peaceful protest, but suddenly that become like armed violence and civil conflicts between the governments and rebels. So the rest is history. We saw that what happened in Syria, and people were forced to move from there, and millions of people were affected and becoming like refugees. So this all happened, and there are studies showing that not just like climate, we cannot say climate change is the main cause for all this. There are political and social causes are there. Definitely it's there, but climate change is a multiplier threat, so we need to address it. The former UN special envoy for Syria said that climate disruption was an amplifier and multiplier of the political crisis that was building up in Syria. So when we are talking about climate change, definitely we need to take climate actions. And before talking about climate action, I also wanted to mention environmental peace building. So in the beginning, I said that I'm an environmental peace builder and who is really keen about conserving and taking climate action. So environmental peace building comprises the multiple approaches and pathways by the management of environmental issues, and it integrated and support the conflict prevention and also the resolution process. So we can see it as an intersection between environment, peace, and security. And environmental peace building is working along with three dimensions, especially like security, livelihood, economy, and also political and social relations. So when we talk about security, it's mostly about how we share the resources, how we make sure that we are sharing the resources inclusively and sustainably, managing the resources to avoid conflict. And also when we talk about livelihood, we see that like we saw that in Sudan and Syria, when there is a absence of resources, there arise a conflict. So we need to make sure that livelihood security and also economic performance is the key to solve the issues. And otherwise, there is a chance of making more issues. And also political and social relations. We need to make sure that we use this challenge as an opportunity to connect and cooperate and create more initiatives to come together and solve these issues. This way, we can create more cooperation between countries and also institutions. So let's divert this challenge to an opportunity through our climate action. So even SDG 13 asks us to take urgent climate action to combat climate change and its impact. And here also I wanted to quote Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General. He said that climate actions in the 21st century is great opportunity to drive forward all the SDGs. So let's work together. And I also want to mention how we work together. Like we, as a part of EcoPeace Teen Cafe, work together for a more peaceful and sustainable world. So EcoPeace Teen Cafe, we started in 2021, like after the second wave of COVID in India. So here we are trying to create an inclusive safe space for young people to come together and share their voice, and also encourage them to take actions for better and peaceful world. And this initiative is influenced by the Earth Charter principle. And Earth Charter is a document consists of 16 principles that formed in late 90s, and after the Brundtland Commission. That's an ethical Earth Charter is an ethical guideline for sustainable development. I personally believe it's a living document. It acts like a visionary document that created by visionaries that has a voice every century. So I deeply influenced by the words in the preamble of Earth Charter that says we are once citizens of different nations and of one world in which the local and global are linked. Everyone shares responsibility for the present and future well being of the human family and the larger living world. The spirit of human solidarity and kinship with all life is strengthened when we live with reverence for the gift of life and humility regarding the human place in nature. So this is the words that I deeply influenced and that helped me to create EcoPeace Teen Cafe for students in India initially. Then the movement is become like globally and we work with young people in Asia, Latin America and Africa and we seen like how people come together to take small actions that but I deeply believe these small actions are really counted and these actions can bring bigger changes in the society and we do like plant tree planting events and make sure that people come together and work together for a better world and be creating small moments of harmony small moments of love and compassion. So that's how ecopeace work and we are hoping that we can expand it to UK and Europe and work with more young people there and work for more environmental conscious and peaceful world. So we are ready to rise for climate and for our planet. As I mentioned, like we have to use this challenge as an opportunity to come together and work for cooperation, work for peace, and work for harmony. So every time we complain about what we don't have, but here nature gives us an opportunity to come together. Let's see climate change crisis as a positive thing to bring together people and share the peace with everyone. So when I said this, I really mean that like we witnessed how climate change brings together bring people together. In 2004, when we had a calamity like tsunami, we have seen that how Southeast Asia handled it. People come together and they use that as an opportunity to cooperate and work together for the humanitarian crisis. And in my place, in my homeland, in 2018, we witnessed like a devastated flood that was first time in century. So that was kind of like a flood that completely distracted everyone's life. But we suddenly come up and we rise up with resources. When there is limited resources, people come together and find out the sources and share it with the people who are in need. So we saw that how floods bring together people and how that creates harmony in society and how that keeps on telling a story about like human and compassion. So I believe that this is an opportunity of this century to come together and act for our nature. So we know that the average global temperature are still on its rise. So we have to combat that by taking urgent actions and speed action. So let's unite for a peaceful and sustainable planet. Let's join together, and wherever you are, join for climate action. Let's act now. There is no planet B. Every decision matters, every minute matters, every moment matters. So think about your children, your grandchildren, and the children to come in. And we have to live a legacy of peace and legacy of environment friendly lifestyle for our generations to come in. So thank you so much. And once again, thanks to RFP UK.